6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house, and yeah, we got a bit of a pullback in the market today, but that was after yesterday's big pump on, or at least Friday's big pump, wasn't it, last week for Ethereum? So a little bit of cooling off here, and yeah, we're just going to build back up for the interest rate cut in September. Because what we got earlier, we've probably got Richard Hart dropping his marketing very, very soon into the streets of the United States. Already landed, of course, on US soil. So things are still ramping up. So yeah, a lot of big marketing in store. In fact, I saw a post from Crypto Coffee out there saying, "Oh, big marketing is about to hit, pretty much." So pretty awesome about that. So it's getting we're about to get into some really cool stuff happening. Everyone's going to hear about PulseChain, of course, and Ethereum and PulseX before everything else. That's kind of where Richard Hart's indicated, and we're excited about the old electronic devices are dropping. So I think it's going to be pretty fun. Anyway, today's video, we're going to zone in a bit on the Pumpamentals moving forward. As you guys know, I've presented a presentation all year, and we're going to go through that right now and maybe talk about a few of the updates with that. So that's going to be on today's show. We're obviously going to get the monster thread, week number 16. Can you believe that? 16 weeks of PulseChain's hottest weekly news, all sitting there in the monster thread every single week. So people who are busy can just see it. People that are coming new into PulseChain can learn all about PulseChain, who are doing what sort of DeFi is going on, what are some of the better protocols, what are some of the cool things people are actually doing, Richard Hart's leadership, all that good stuff. It's all in the monster thread every single week. So it's fantastic. And of course, it's onwards and upwards for that. Now, 16 weeks, pretty amazing. Big shout out, of course, to MVS Crypto, the editor-in-chief and our promotional lead at the Crypto Night Show, absolutely crushing it with that. And we're going to talk about that later on. That's coming up. We're going to go through that, which is going to be pretty cool. Let's see who else in the house are here. I actually cut myself shaving today, so this is pretty unusual, but it happens. We've got Crypto Jackson house there. Smash that like and subscribe. Big shout out there. We also got Sean in house there. Morning all. Good to see you, Sean. Q-Baller also. Morning all. Good to see you, Q-Baller. Welcome to chat there. Blair M in house as well. Did I almost staccato that? I think I did. Staccato. I got to slow down. I'm just too much on fire here. It's just crazy. Wookie says Wookie is pulling his fur out, says Wookie. He's pulling his fur out, yeah. Well, when we get these pullbacks in the market, it's just about accumulating, isn't it? Accumulating. We're still in that zone, but I think things are really close to taking off, and we're going to talk about some of the Pumpamentals coming up. So let me just find the good stuff here. Let me just get to the monster thread. I'm going to pull that up. We're not going to go through that straight away. We're going to go through it when we get to PulseChain, Pulse Gains. When should we talk about that, actually? Let's see. We're going to talk about it a bit later in the show, actually, when we've probably got the most people watching. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Maybe we'll talk about it at the end. So monster thread's going to be the last thing, and it's going to be a big, big thing. And we'll probably have the most people watching at that time. So I think that's a perfect time. Yeah, don't forget to repost the show out on X. I've posted that link there as well. So share the show. It only takes 1 second to hit the repost button. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and hit the follow button on X. And finally, I guess if you haven't joined our Discord, amazing in there. We've got a private Discord. And of course, the community membership is $12.50 a month, which is fantastic value. You get access to the crypto helpline, to all the resources in there, and the best community ever out in PulseChain and Hex. And of course, if you want to join up and go next level, we've got our strategy club. That's $35 a month. Fantastic value as well. We're constantly putting intel into there. We have monthly reports, which will be coming up, I guess, in the next week. We have a top 10 PulseChain index list there. You can check that out. Top performers. And then, of course, we have lots of strategy chats as well. So strategy club is fantastic. Links in the video description, and maybe Wookie will post this link in the chat as well. All right, so that's kind of cool. Where should we go here? Let's get into the stock market and kick things off and go for gold, I think. Let's go for gold here. So at the moment, stocks decline. So our first day, opening week for the stocks in the United States, Monday. Stocks decline after Friday's jump, and of course, that was pretty awesome. US dollar also climbed, so US dollar there appreciating. We've got the Dow Jones down almost, down 0.77%, 350 points to 45,282. Remember, the Dow Jones, for those that are new, is really the top 30 industrials, give or take, in the United States. S&P 500 is the down 0.43%, 27 points to 6,439. And then the Nasdaq, which has got all the tech companies in it, is down 0.1%. So not too bad. 47 points to 21,449. So those are the three indices there in the United States that are down. Now, the US dollar is actually, since the writing, it's actually down a little bit, but 98.18 is the index there. And remember, it was about 108 when Trump came in, so it's depreciated against against that with the policies. Now, commodities at the moment, we've got West Texas at $64.66. That's down 0.1% as well. And Brent oil there at $68, and that's been one of the successes of Trump, is having oil come down over his presidency so far. And we expect that to be the case moving forward, especially as the United States ramps up oil exploration and oil production, right? That's pretty much them. We got gold at the moment, $3,400. We got silver at $38.50. Now we are, I don't know, I just feel like silver's about to go for that next breakout. It's getting pretty close, I think, and I'm expecting these commodity prices to really rally over the years ahead, along with crypto. That is where we are right now. So yeah, we're waiting for. Obviously, we had enthusiasm around last week around Jerome Powell and potential for a rate cut in September, and of course, bringing on risk-on appetite, and of course, altcoin season really just adding to that. And so we're looking forward to that. Now we do have some key data coming out this week, this Friday. We got price PCE data. This is the main indicator. Remember, there's two main indicators that the Fed looks at, which is the CPI, which is a more narrow range, and the PCE data, which is a more broader range of inflation. And so they're looking forward to that on Friday. So that's going to be a key statistic this Friday, and very important, obviously, with the interest rate cut being a major theme moving up for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So that is a big, big deal on Friday. So to put in the calendar, let's see if it's a good number. It might end up being pumping crypto into the weekend. So that's how important that might be. Kind of cool. And so, yeah, let's see how we go with that. And finally, let's go to the tools. We have had a pretty good earnings season. And I think we've also got NVIDIA's numbers coming out soon too. So there's another big driver for value in the future. But let's have a look at the rate monitor here. We got 3 weeks and 1 day and 7 hours to go to February the 17th. A big day in crypto history there, I think. We got 82% of the market expecting a 25 basis point rate cut. So we're currently at 4.5. That would take us to 4.25 at the moment. Let's have a look at October. We've got, maybe another 42% expecting another 25 basis points by then. And in December, we've got 30% of the market expecting another one. So at the moment, currently about 75 basis points. Although I will take it into account that Morgan Stanley was talking about 4 or 5 rate cuts by the end of the year in terms of probably 25 basis points. So we shall see. Now, will September give us a 50 basis point cut? Well, I don't know if a lot of people are pricing that in quite yet, but 25 basis points definitely looking like it's on the cards. So there we go. We'll find out what this Friday's PCE data comes out at. Now, that's going to move us into crypto, of course. And I see Wookie has posted his Strategy Club link there. So if you want to join Strategy Club today, you can use his link. Or one in the video description if you don't see that in the chat after the live stream. So definitely join Strategy Club. It's a great place to be. Let's jump over to over to crypto, and let's see how the market is reacting. Obviously, with the pullback going on right now, and we can see that actually the market cap at the moment is it's gone down a bit there, down 4%. And of course, we're currently at 3.85 trillion. I think yesterday we were over 4 trillion still. So we're down a bit there. We've got 18,408 coins. That seems like it's jumped a lot, isn't it? Since yesterday. So looks like they've registered a lot of coins in the last sort of 24 hours. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin at the moment, 110,000. So we have broken that 112K. So Bitcoin definitely under some pressure there, and is down 3.3% on the price. We have had some big sellers of Bitcoin apparently, some OG sellers. And they have apparently been selling and buying Ethereum, funnily enough. So people were speculating, was it Richard Hart, all that good stuff there. I think it was 28,000 Bitcoin. Still got heaps, still got billions of Bitcoin left from OG days. And people speculating, is that Richard Hart moving it into Ethereum? So you just never know. But we got Ethereum there right now, $4,382. Obviously testing that, broken new all-time high, over $4,900, testing that 5K. And then back down to 4,382. That's despite all the buying going on, and of course that's down 9% right now. And of course, but also besides that, the Bitcoin's big whale selling into Ethereum. So there we go. So yeah, for all the demand. Now, one thing we do have happening, right, is that the amount of Ethereum on exchanges is dropping. It is dropping. So I think these pullbacks, it's limited time. It's just a little bit of that volatility before we make that break over 5K. And of course, I think a lot of people expect resistance at 5,500, right? That's kind of the mark now. So yeah, just this little weakness there, and then a big move up. So XRP right now down 5.6%, $2.86. We got BNB is down 4.5%, and $41. We got Solana at number 6 down 9.8%, $186. And then we've got number 9 Tron there down 5.7%, 34 cents. Finally, our top 10 Doge down 10% at just under 21 cents here. So if you're looking for picking up some of these majors, you got a few opportunities there, particularly good ones for Doge and Solana. And Ethereum, it's down 9% as well, right? So best performer at the moment over the last 24 hours is Bitcoin, only down 3.3%. Best performer over the last week has been Solana, up 1.3% green. So it's actually up for the week. So that's it. Looking at top 100, OKB still dominating the top of the charts there, sitting at number 44 ranked, but is number 1 in the top performer at the moment for the last week, 43%. Number 2 is Aave, sitting at number 39, up 7.7% for the week. Kronos there at number 36, up 3.9%. Binance Stake Sol up 2.2%, and Jito Stake Sol at 1.6% on the back of Solana doing well. Solana, of course, is sitting at number 6. There is also number 6 on the dot week performance. So there we go. So that is where we are right now. So yeah, only really OKB standing out for the week, but down 70% today. So wiping out some of those mad gains. Looking at top gainers over the week. Top 1,000 gainers. We got Access Protocol, Flock, and Ontology in the top gainers in the 1,000. So we'll look at Access Protocol, as we often do. They're sitting at number 671. And looks like, let's have a look at the chart. It's been around since when? 19th of February, the 20th of 2023, so over 2 years. And it's just been obviously down coin, and just pumped from 1/10 of a penny to almost 1,500 of a penny, basically. So a little pump there. That is our top performer there. On Solana as well. That is Access Protocol. Let's have a quick look at the website, I guess. Actually, got 2 websites here. Let's maybe go to Hub. Have a look at the Hub, see what that looks like. That is the Hub. Connect the wallet, discover, publish, leaderboard. So there we go. That is Access Protocol, sitting at number 671. What else have we got going? We got Flock. It's gone to number 1 there. Looks like it's switched positions. Sitting at 773. That looks like it launched on the 6th of January, so only this year, and has bounced from 18 cents up to 46 cents. A really nice little move there in the last couple of days. What's that on base chain, is it? Let's have a look at flock.io, and that's the website. So yeah, no platform. Let's go to platform. Explore Flock's full stack AI solutions. So there we go. That kind of answers the questions there. And yeah, sitting at number 773. So that's Flock. Top 1,000, and then finally we've got a new one in there, Ultima there seems to have popped in there, and that is sitting at number 232. So actually pretty highly ranked, really, and that's been around since when? 22nd of September 2000, so just less than 2 years, but bouncing here off $3,700, now at $8,700 is the old Ultima there, and that is on, so it's got its own chain, is it? Ultima Farm. Let's say Ultima.io. Let's have a quick look at that. Let me know if any of you guys know this one. Maybe you do, because it's quite highly ranked. Ultima is a modern token with a powerful background created by a team of engineers. They've also got another site called Ultima Farm. So we'll quick look at that. Ultima Farm here. See what this is like. Ultima Farm is an app for ultimate tokens minting using smart contracts. So there we go. It looks like it's got a wallet as well. Create a farm and send coins to it into the smart contracts. There we go. Well, it's got worthy of exploration, perhaps, but number 232, pretty highly valued. $342 million on that one. All right. So that is our top 1,000 coins that are kind of on the move at the moment. Looking at total market cap, 3.84 trillion. Bitcoin just popping below 110K. Ouchie. And we were hoping to stay over 112. And then we've got Ethereum at 4,363 on the pullback there too. So that's kind of where we are with the mark. But let's talk about the good news around Ethereum. let's do that. And that is that strategic ETH reserve. Guess what, guys? Yeah, we might have had that pullback from 4,800 to down to 4,000 almost. And of course, that was the buying zone for Bitmine. Well, look what happened. 25th of August there, Bitmine has bought another 190,000 Ethereum. Yeah, like a boss. Tom Lee, man, not mucking around, not mucking around. Of course, he's got the 20 billion capital raise, right? All that money. And so, look, they've now jumped from 1.5 million to 1.7. Isn't that amazing? That is fantastic, guys. So that's pretty awesome. And they're now sitting at 1.7 million. You guys know their targets over here. There's a new feature, of course, we found the other day. They're heading towards 28% of their target of 5% for Bitmine emission. So pretty amazing. Yeah, look at the earnings per share, 180%, 190% now. Pretty crazy. So the ETH held is currently 7.5 billion, and their market 8.6 billion there. So got premium mixed in there. The MNAB is now 1.36. What else? Percentage of supply, 1.42% of all Ethereum supply, 120.7 million Ethereum. And of course, this is 1.42% of it sitting in Bitmine emission. They're not mucking around. They're going for that sovereign put, as they call it, sovereign put. The other big buy that we saw was ETHZilla Corporation, also on the 25th. They picked up 7,600. And what has that done? Well, it might not seem as much as the other, but it's actually moved them up into number 8 spot. So they were below the top. They were at number 10, but they were not at 100,000. So now we have 10 entities, 10 organizations that now have 100,000 ETH or more in the strategic ETH reserve. So that's a new milestone. And ETHZilla Corporation is the one that made that. Not only did they come out from underneath the 100,000, they now are sitting at number 8. So they just pipped these other two just by a little bit, and they're sitting there now at number 8. So ETHZilla there looking pretty good at 7,600. Pretty awesome, right? So let's have a quick look at their press release. ETHZilla now holds 102,237 ETH. Up from 94,700, purchased at an average price of $3,948. Pretty good. Obviously, been buying it cheaper on the average there, and just announced it now. We are also excited to announce the stock repurchase program of up to 250 million of the company's outstanding revenue. So they're shares. So they're increasing value there. And at number 2, in addition to our current ETH holdings, ETHZilla also holds approximately 250 million of US cash reserves. So ETHZilla hungers, expect him to, basically chomp. So that's pretty cool. So they're full details there. So yeah, they're on the move there. ETHZilla in the play. So kind of cool. Got more money to buy more stuff as well and do buybacks of shares. So lots of options there for the ETHZilla. So kind of cool. That has put them at number 8. So they're looking pretty good there. Let's have a look at the next one, of course, that came in, and that was Nexus. And Nexus, of course, has a huge plans, right? Nexus here is at number 14. They have got 48,400 now. They have increased, obviously, by 1,100. But you guys know they've got big plans because Nexus here is wanting to buy, apparently 10% of the supply. But their first capital raise is 5 billion. We know that, right? Their first capital raise, 5 billion. And so they, but this says that they're after 10% of the supply of ETH. So that's 12 million ETH. They're after 12 million. Well, who else is after 12 million? Well, apparently the ETH machine as well. The ETH machine is after 12 million as well. So I've got to confirm those numbers, but that's what they're saying here. So that's pretty crazy. We knew that Bitmine's after 5%, and they're well on their way. And we know that SharpLink's after 1 million ETH, and they're well on their way, 74% the way through now as well. So it's pretty crazy. So yeah, top 10, a lot of new milestones there today on the strategic ETH reserve on that pullback. And there's always all these buyers coming in. So I think this ETH price is short-lived. The other big thing now is we have 71 entities now on the list, and we've got Cosmos Health coming in there pending. So we're keen to see how much ETH they've actually got for their disclosure. But it's game on, right? Game on. And if we take out all the entities, obviously PulseChain sitting at number 5, like boss mode. And of course, we're sitting on 166,300 ETH, looking like a boss. Let's go to the SER, the treasuries, and we can see that there are currently 15 now on this list for strategic ETH reserve. Now, it'd be interesting to see whether we get any more published targets on along here as well. the more targets that are on there, and if they're credible organizations, the more FOMO that there will be into Ethereum. It's going to be pretty legit as we Ethereum. And PulseChain obviously stacks on Ethereum, but I keep saying this, like I said the other day, and sorry, there's some flight thing coming around. Like the other day, I said, why don't we have something like this on PulseChain, dude? We're a full system stake fork of Ethereum. Why not do it? We have sacrifice list and all that sort of stuff. Why don't we get someone out there and get a strategic Pulse reserve, not a strategic ETH reserve, and yeah, we can start getting people to register and set up organizations and start getting some MNAVs, get some listings, get some premiums. It's game on. Ride the same theme for the next 10 years, baby. This just adds even more value. So we've got a couple of people that may be able to do that out there. The people that do the Hex investment fund, potentially, the Rack and Michelle's of the world. There's different entities out there. Richard Hart, maybe Donald Trump Jr. Who knows? We'll find out. But that's definitely a good option, to build up the theme. Could be pretty cool. Tyndale's in the house. Big shout out. Tyndale reposted the stream. Thank you so much, sir. And always a pleasure. And DJ Hickson as well with the lots of love. 55555. Pretty cool. So thanks for that too. So that is kind of where we are right now. Looking good, guys. Looking good. And that's going to lead us into, you guys know what, PulseChain, Pulse gains. But before we get there, let's have a good time. Don't forget to get in the chat there, and don't forget to repost the show. Smash that repost out there. That'd be great. And of course, if you want to join Strategy Club, there's a Bookie's link. Only $35 a month. Fantastic value. And you can get in there if you're after the show. Use the one in the video description. Join up today. Pretty awesome. All right. What else? I think that's it. Let's get into PulseChain, shall we? And of course, we're marching forward in time. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So let's get to Ethereum on the 10th of May 2023, launched on the 13th of May 2023. It was a lot of fun, guys, when it launched. It was very exciting. And then, of course, it's been 836 days. However, PulseChain, to be fair, had the SEC over it for since the 31st of July 2023 all the way to the 7th of July 2025. So 2 years of that dark skies from the SEC. But now we're free. We're free indeed. And of course, here we are. What's it about? We're over a month, like 6 weeks since that time. We're 6 weeks, and when it happened on the 7th of July that we were free, I thought, well, it might take a month to 3 months before we actually have the move, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing. We're about halfway through that now, so I think, and we got marketing, pretty imminent. So it's and then interest rate cuts, all in that time frame. I think it's looking good, guys. Looking good. So end of the year rally, definitely Q4 rally, right? Definitely Q4 rally. We got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 041471. We're on day 836. We're on day 836. Quadruple 0471. So we're below the 5,000 mark, down 4.63% at 47% of the mean sacrifice price. Pulse 6 at the moment, quadruple 035, down 6%. And we're sitting at 7.65% of all Pulse X has been bought up and burned. We've got about 19.6 trillion. 19 trillion. 651 billion, but we are burning through it, and with the help of Unity, that's happening faster. We got Incentive token there, $1.78, down almost 4%, and we've got Hex there at the moment has broken the 1 cent. So that is the unfortunate news on that one, but it's an opportunity to buy. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. I know. Cheer up, folks, because if you're buying, you're getting Hex for under a cent, and that's going to be a great thing in the future. So at the moment, we've got down 3.8%, and we've got EHEX at the moment at 1900th of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PHEX, as they say, is currently at 1.16 cents. That's where we are right now. Looking at the gas prices, we've got 5 million beats, so it's pretty elevated right now. That's not very helpful for costs. We're at 8 cents for a Pulse 6 right now. We haven't seen this on a live show for some time now. We've always been below 1 million beats, so we've got a bit of a pump going on. I'm not sure. Maybe someone's running some bots or something. I don't know, but they're pricing up the market. Let's have a look at the validators. 52,269. Same thing we've seen for the last week. Pretty much not moved. And the bridge, let's have a look at this. 109, just under 110 mil. So, we're still holding pretty well there. Let's see if we've got any changes. As you guys know, I've got a snapshot from the 10th, which is 16 days ago. And what do we got there? ETH is up about 15 ETH since over the last 16 days. What else have we seen there? We've got stable coins, 156.7. We've got $700,000 or more DAI on the bridge in the last 16 days. This is net, of course, netting out. We've got what do we got? USDC 17.6. We're now at 19.6. We're up 2 million on USDC, and that's got to be helped by Ramp now and Liberty Swap, and of course we've got the new one, the big one coming up. We've got lots of on ramps. It's gonna be really good, guys. Honestly, we got 150 chains, man. 40 chains, 150 chains, all leading to PulseChain. It's going to be a very different environment, guys. Liquidity and access to liquidity pools will flow. It's going to be awesome. Green candles on PulseChain, and then all that money can just come over without too much difficulty. People in crypto can move capital into PulseChain, and it's all timed. It feels like it's all timed because it is. It's pretty much working behind the background, organizing and stuff. But we got the USD tether there. Is sitting at 5.2 million, up to 5.9, so we're up 700K on that as well. Not bad at all. And our Bitcoin, unfortunately, is down. We were at 27, we're at 25 Bitcoin there. We're down about what's that in US dollars? About 300,000 there. So that is the mark. All right, let's jump into the title of the video. Right, we got a nice little green screen. Anyone like the green screen? Come on, guys. You guys are very quiet today. Oh, okay. Cool. All right, that's cool. So, all right, you guys are getting carried away now. Now you got the magic coming out. Come on, guys. You got the magic coming out now. That's crazy. We're talking about magic. We've got Clintrons in the house there with the star. Looking good. Hey, Clintrons, big shout out. G'day, crew. Good to see you as well. All right, so let's get this is a bit of a recap. I thought we'd bring this presentation out we've had during the year, and we'll just go through it, and I'll just add any new thoughts or any new developments. You can also add stuff if I don't mention it. Add it in the chat there and contribute as well. But let's start kicking through this. So yeah, we had. I've got to make sure this is the right. This is probably a presentation I modified, so let's take a note there. So ignore that part of it. Ignore that part of it. Okay, so recent moves. So yeah, that's the title's not really the title, but we got PulseChain developers. Must be when I did a PulseChain pump, PulseChain pump thing. In fact, let's pull it out. Let's do a PulseChain pump. We're gonna do that afterwards, just for fun, because I have got the pulse chat up. So we've obviously at recent moves. We had PulseChain developers launching a lot of protocols. We've got lots more coming. I did a whole live stream on that yesterday, just teasing, maybe 10 new protocols coming in the next couple of months. They're going to be significant on PulseChain. We got tri-stables. Of course, Richard did that with USD Tether, USDT, and DAI, making nice, decent little liquidity pools with low slippage there. An alternative way of doing that, of course, is using a balancer fork. So we've got another balancer fork coming. We'll talk about that. So as Frank White pointed out yesterday, we have a native balancer. We also have the PH Universe PHUX balancer. Apparently, we get another balancer. It's got a much better mathematical formula for stablecoins, and of course, we have tri-stables on PulseX. So that's pretty cool too. We got incentive inflation cut 20x. Obviously, we're got low inflation on an incentive token. Obviously, that meant that a lot of capital flight happened. But that means we've got thin liquidity pools. That means we can go up and price really, really fast, but also go down and price really fast. And of course, we see that during volatility, which we've got right now, right, in the markets. So that's kind of cool. That's a bullish setup, though, by Richard Hart there for the bull market moving ahead, right? So kind of cool. And it's also cut the inflation rate down. So we only have 55 million INC tokens. And apparently Firewell's sitting at number 3, right? He was farming those things, and he's sitting at number 3 there. PulseX Farms, LP thinner, as I just mentioned. We got pump tires, of course, got launched. So, a partial solution to issues around, like a P maker issue, but also a chance to, capture for maybe Richard to capture more value as people go into those protocols, but also to hopefully recycled background to pump the PulseChain, but also to give the best ones make it the king of the hill and they get over to PulseChain, and there's a whole ton of speculation going on, right? So might as well have it on PulseChain than not on PulseChain, because obviously that's a big part of crypto, particularly on Solana and other chains. Hexac generation wallets stakes their T shares. So we saw a massive, not only did we see INC farm or PulseX and farm inflation get cut. We also saw the HEX get staked as well by the big OA wallets, and now we've only got about 665 billion HEX. We've only got about, I think, around about 45 or 44 billion HEX floating around. A lot of that's stuck into third-party protocols as well. So there's actually not that much liquid floating around anymore. So people are optimistic now about where the price of HEX will go as we get pumped up as well. So that's all been set up as well, well in advance of the big pumps expected for PulseChain during the cycle, right? So this is all laying the foundation. This is all part of the chess game, and it's exciting. Of course, that would have impacted people's current rewards in terms of HEX, but of course, it also gives a bigger upside, I think, for where the price of HEX can go, right? So cutting down some of that feature supply. That said, of course, some people that have been mining HEX T-shares or HEX in this case have done pretty well up to this point. So there will be, I think, a trade-off between the lower yield, and of course, it went from 7.5 HEX per T-share down to 1.5 HEX per T-share, but now less sell pressure. Also, apparently, BankX, right, has got only about 93 million HEX left out of the 800 million that unfortunately the HEX got handed over for some reason. People try and work out the madness of that, but I just think it was probably just a mistake and a lack of due diligence. But look, it is what it is. But anyway, EHEX is almost free from the BankX, and it looks at least it's selling down here rather than up at 50 cents, right? So that's kind of where we are right now. HEX generation wallets there, big moves. So all these big moves signaling things to come, addressing issues around inflation as well as the pump ahead. Fetch Oracle, of course, we had that launch, a telefork from Ethereum. Not quite fully as functional as some of the protocols need, like PUSD ALGO, but certainly operating out there. And we got SEC case victory, obviously, 7th of July, major change of era, right? And we'll talk about that in a minute, which is pretty cool. 7th of July. Pedo Maker closed, or at least mostly closed, depending on who you're listening to. So that's Pedo Maker, and of course, was it the magical code was used against it? What do they call it? It's not like that. We got Richard Hart video, of course. He did a video, and he's told everybody, "You guys are the sell pressure," and he laughed about that. I thought he was in good humor, but also, of course, saying, stop being the sell pressure and start spreading the word and bring people onto PulseChain and all the rest of it. Do all the right things rather than all the wrong things. But of course, we do know that there's lots of other things on PulseChain. We do have extractors on PulseChain. We do have bots trading on PulseChain. There's lots of dynamics happen on PulseChain, not just the retail book, for example, selling bags or whatever. So yeah. So that is in the play. We also had obviously the big deal. We've got our first big corporate on PulseChain, Sun Minimal, and I think that's actually one of the better performers today. So Sun Minimal, and that has the potential to bring in institutions from Europe into PulseChain. So that's been really exciting. Now, it's going to take time to play out, but we're expecting some big, decent, pretty advances this month, next month, and into this end of the year with the Floyd listing. With retail buying, all that sort of stuff with their dashboards. There's lots of stuff expected to come from them over the next few months. We just have to be patient with them. And for anything they say that they're doing, we need just to be, realistic that sometimes they don't meet their deadlines. So that's pretty much it on that one. We got a couple other people in the chat there. We got Brennan, howdy, Superman and family. Good to see you. Win Moon and Anita as well. Hi, everybody. Good to see Anita as always. And then Brennan says, breaking news, Trump fires Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. There we go. That's half the press there. That's not as exciting as copper news, Brennan. It's not quite so copper news, but that is pretty cool. Also on ramp now. We've had all these on ramps suddenly magically appear. Right, we got on ramp. We got Hex Scout. We got Liberty. All bringing in new blockchains. 40 blockchains for Liberty are being ramped up. We just had Solana, which is a major thing, not an EVM chain, but a major chain. And of course, that's bringing on Solana. We already saw in 36 hours over $70,000 come in, and it's just a taster for things to come. That's Solana bridge, very important, moving over to PulseChain. So as you see, all the barriers to entry onto PulseChain are falling one after another, which is pretty crazy. We're obviously Hex Scout also opening up another opportunity there for 100. Flow on the PulseChain It's pretty exciting, and it's so quick and easy now. It really is awesome. So when we do get some green candles, man, look out. It's going to be pretty awesome. So yeah, and obviously got on-ramp now there. We also got BankX in the background. We haven't seen much from them. They're out there too. So pretty awesome. I think I had my diagram, which has got, I did a whole audit of all the bridges. And think I can't remember exact numbers, but I'm going to repost that probably sometime this week and add in the 1 or 2 new things that we've got there. But yeah, I think it was something like 23 or something on ramps to PulseChain, and that's just about to blow up. So pretty awesome stuff happening, and the big ones coming, really nice and easy to use, and it's exciting. So whew, game on, right? Game on. So things are moving here, there, future moves. Now let's get in here. Rack and Rochelle, of course, Firewell. These are about to happen. These are imminent. So we're not talking about 6 months now. We're talking about 1 month. We're talking about less than 1 month. We're talking about Rack and Rochelle being about 17 days, maybe 16 days from now. It is pretty huge. Obviously, we've got Coinwell about to drop. He's excited. He's been posting lots of teasers around Coinwell. Yeah, how big will this baby be? It's basically going to be a blue chip offering. It's the way you should view it. Don't view it as a DeFi sort of DGN thing. It is a blue chip offering on PulseChain. He's made that very clear. So yeah, don't be disappointed if it doesn't have your favorite coin on it, because this is just the way it's going to go. We got the Firewell there is also coming up as well, the other big public whale. And of course, I did a great interview with RH Max the other day. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. And of course, yeah, whales, Rack and Michelle and Firewell there. Both on the move, and that's September launches, guys. This is awesome. September launches, big deal, and big marketing budgets, big networking impacts on multiple chains, not just PulseChain. It's going to be pretty awesome. So yeah, big lending, swapping, decentralized crypto casino, so a bit of everything, and on a large scale, right? And blue chip scale. So pretty awesome. So look out for that. That's about to drop very soon. Now the Firewell stuff, I'm expecting that to happen at the second half of September. The Rack and Michelle is at the first half of September, towards the middle. That's kind of the play there on that one. So that's kind of it. Banksa, of course. We'll see whether they get them at the A and G and get back on as well. We talked about on-ramps, other on-ramps down there. But yeah, Banksa there, and 2 other on-ramps. We're expecting another on-ramp, which may have been the one that Hexscout was talking about. But we were expecting 2 more on-ramps to launch as well. So keep a lookout for anything like that. But I think Hexscout may have been one of those. Signum Oracle, of course. We can't wait. Come on, Stu. Rally up, Stu. He's doing the best he can, right? He's doing the best he can at Signum Oracle. Now, that's going to have, as I understand, a bit more full range features than Fetch. And so let's see how we go there. Probably a random number generator, hopefully. So yeah, let's see where we go there. So Signum Oracle coming. Obviously, Tetra has to launch first, then Signum. But hey, we've got actually some other stuff happening around Oracles in the background. So can't talk too much about it. I only know a certain amount about it. So that's definitely coming on the line there. So keep a lookout. Wink, wink. So that is coming too. Yeah, so we could have Signum Oracle plus X marks the spot, right? X marks the spot. So keep a lookout for that. So that might be a nice surprise to the upside. So let's see. That's going to be an enabler for some pretty high-end DeFi, right, on PulseChain. So keep a lookout. Number 4, PulseChain developers boom. Now we are seeing a boom starting, really. Some of the really big protocols, which is the one we saw for August. We saw 2 big projects launch. We saw Betterbank, right? 21 million TVL and counting, no doubt. It's probably going to continue to increase there. And of course, taking PDI, PLS, and PLSX was super successful launch. Within 12 days, 21 million TVL has been added to DeFi Llama now and boosted the whole TVL for the PulseChain. That's total value locked, so locked into protocols. And yeah, when we hit over 400 million the first time since February, can you believe it, on the old TVL. And so that's been pretty exciting. And that's for, and then we had Unity launch, right? Unity, absolute game changer for high staking ROIs. And of course, also a global public good, right? Burning PulseX at a 72x rate compared to PulseX DEX. So huge, sort of a turbo booster in terms of PulseX burn, right? So pretty awesome there for Unity. So big shout out to Cryptographics. Really, I think, a masterclass in tokenomics. And of course, we're looking forward to getting up to day 88, 89. This is when the real magic will begin, I think. But yeah, pretty excited where that's going to go. So yeah, DeFi gaming, NFTs, killer apps, really cool. I think the NFT boom on PulseChain will be a bit later. as usual. But I think there's a lot of opportunities out there. DeFi and GameFi, those are what we're looking forward to with launches coming up into the end of the year. And of course, we just talked about Rack and Rochelle with Coinwell, and he's got 5 other platforms as well, or 4 other platforms at least launching. And of course, like Coinaki, and then we got Firewall with the SolidX, right, and X Game, the big decentralized casino, and expected to have a proper casino license as well. So that's awesome. So yes, and then of course we've got other protocols expected to launch in September as well, like Jacob's on-chain bet. We talked about that yesterday, and there's going to be a whole ton of liquidity forks apparently coming, as well as balance of forks and other things like that come down the pipeline. It's going to be pretty exciting. So check out yesterday's video. Yeah, and then of course killer app. Who will be the killer app? Is someone going to be launching something like a killer app on PulseChain? Will it be Firewall? Will it be Rack and Rochelle? Will it be somebody else that's on PulseChain that has a killer app that goes truly viral? And of course, I think we've got a few options on the table. But yeah, it could be pretty exciting to see if we get one of those, right? In the next few months, maybe in the beginning of next year. We'll see. It's definitely out there. We've definitely got some good candidates for it. So number 5, single side staking on PulseX. Will we see that? Of course, INC inflation got cut, right? Will we see single side there? We've got the DAO, right, and the old Master Chef contract there. So this has these words, once become mature enough or something like that, then we'll hand over the keys to the gold mine or something. So we'll keep a lookout for that. That could be pretty bullish. It's been speculation for about 2 years now. We've got Magic Carp Ride, of course, with the PulseChain SAC and any non-PulseChain SAC money. Richard has a lot of pieces in the chessboard that he can move, right? So he's got the stuff we can see and stuff we can't see. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to see that. Yeah, Magic Carp Ride. Let's see how that goes. So Richard Hart streams, of course. Man, if he streams, I think we're going to get some record level streams. If he does a live stream, does one of his your 3 to 6 hour type of streams, that'd be pretty crazy. Yeah, we saw the popularity of his black screen stream. That'd be pretty insane. And of course, there's no one in crypto that I'm aware of that has anything like the engagement level that Richard Hart has on his live stream. So, and of course, you could see the chart do some pretty crazy things as well. Because if you got 50,000 or more people watching, that's in some insane number of people watching, right? And the market goes crazy. And of course, he will probably have a good feel for the right time to do live streaming. Obviously, we've still got the Interpol issue out there. Obviously, there's lawyers and other people dealing with that. But yeah, let's see how that all goes. All right, number 2, of course, Richard Hart Wallet. He's teased about Richard Hart Wallet, right? And other things on his roadmap. But there was an old roadmap. You guys remember the old roadmap? It was pretty long. I might still have a copy of it around there somewhere. But Richard Hart Wallet teased about that. Obviously, there's different things you could do with that. Could be pretty big FOMO. We've got the LCD device dropping with the promo marketing. Does that have something to do with it? We'll find out. I think there's a few people in the know, right? That's because the device already landed. The Griffin guys probably know, and a few other people, maybe the RG3 guys and SJ Wild, maybe they guys know. Maybe Crypto Coffee knows because he's involved or something. So there's lots of people. There are probably a select crew that know, but that's we're kind of looking out for that. Richard Hart stable, of course, he's talked about that. No, he typically has said that fiat-backed stables has been his preference, but maybe there's something else on the cards for that. We'll see. So there's any sort of things that might be on the old Richard Hart roadmap, we should see. All the way to Hexco, right? All the way to Hexco. Richard Hart DeFi PulseX, right? Could have some new protocol, supercharged protocol. This would be something I really would expect to see because, we've got all these coins out there, retail, and of course the OA stuff. What could you do with that? You got the sacrifice, PulseChain sacrifice, everything else. Could he create a protocol that has the multiplier effect? That would be the ultimate, right? That'd be the ultimate. That would really take people off guard. So yeah, that's has he got something like that he's been working on? We'll see. And of course, then we've got community growth boom, right? Obviously, community growth being a big deal is really take off. And of course, how does that get enabled? What gets enabled with all the bridges, right, opening up? So pretty exciting where that might be. Pretty awesome. We've got a few people in the chat there, so that's just a couple of food for thoughts there. Now I've had this presentation up from time to time. Just thought it was a good day to bring it up here, just to show you some of the things that are coming. And of course, there's many more things coming out of the woodworks. We've got lots of project teams, lots of devs doing some pretty cool things out there. And like I say, Richard has lots of different money that he could be moving around. He's got the OA accounts. Right, he's obviously staked the Hex stuff, but he's got the Pulse and PulseX, right? He's got all that. Dominates the markets like 92% or more of supply, somewhere in that ballpark. And of course, also has potentially even from the old Hex rally, AA, ETH money, his own personal positions, all that sort of stuff. There's lots of different things Rich could do. LP positions that make money from, all sorts of things that people talk about in play. And so it could be a lot of moving chess parts there, as well as a Hex Gold Whale out there as well. He likes to defend the price, not too far from where we are here. So we may see him do a Pumpamental as well. And there's lots of other mates and part of the team there that could do some stuff. So lots of cool stuff on PulseChain. And maybe people are just trying to work out when will it time, right? Will it be a post-ETH pump? Or will we have earlier stuff? I think Richard's kind of early signaled there's going to be earlier stuff than waiting for the ETH to become $80,000 ETH or whatever. Yeah, it's I think going to be a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. But I think the game is starting early with the promotions, so exciting times. But as I showed on this presentation, the game's really been starting since the beginning of the year, right? We've had all these recent moves happen, all setting us up for the road to glory on PulseChain, which are pretty exciting. All right, so it's kind of cool. Let's have a look at our. We're going to look at the PulseChain chart in a minute. But before we do that, let's catch up in the chat there. We've got a few comments that I haven't responded to, and then we're going to get into the PulseChain chart, and we're going to look at the weekly chart. So who else has jumped in here? Let's see. Don't forget to repost the show out on X. I'm scrolling back up here to the comments. Once again, a big shout out to Tyndale. Yeah, I really do appreciate Tyndale. Post the show out every day. I really do appreciate that, Tyndale. Big shout out for that. And of course, who else has jumped in here? Let's see. We've got Anita in house there. We've got RH Max in house. Hey, big shout out RH Max. Hey, once again, a big shout out. Streams a very regular streamer, very large streamer on PulseChain. And also did all the Hex Week conference. Imagine that, 5 days, and brought on all the cool people. So big shout out RX Max. Keep up the great work. And of course, looking forward to the bull market with the rest of us. Christine in house there. Yes, game on, says Christine. Game on indeed. What else there? Wookie says, breaking news, Newcastle Knights have resigned their coach for 4 more years. Oh, Brennan's going to be gutted. Brennan's going to be gutted. They should resign him because that team keeps being at the bottom of the table. But anyway, that's just the way it goes. It's a performance sport. Anita says, so is the Firewall Solid X? That's correct, Anita. That is yes. And Wookie's just responded to that too. I've been out of the loop on a boat with no internet. Are you out in the middle of Pacific or something like that? You're in one of those like movie scenes where you're right in the middle of the Pacific there and you're just suddenly using one of the Elon Musk's little satellite phones or whatever. Was it the StarNet or whatever it's called? Starlink. Is it Starlink? Thanks Wonks. Is Wookie Wonks? Is Wookie Wonks? That's crazy. You're broken. Yeah, just remember, cup half full, Brendan. Cup half full. All right. RH needs to stream from the surf club. That would be epic. I mean, we should all stream from the surf club. That would be truly epic. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, Australia has some of the best surf club eating restaurants there are. The views are $1 million views, and the food is fine. It's just absolutely amazing food. And of course, Brennan goes there all the time to eat there, just to make us all jealous. And he shows us these amazing pictures and views and stuff and the food. So yeah, RH would love to stream from the surf club, I'm sure. That's it. That's not the surf club in Wollongong. That's not surf club in Wollongong. All right, let's get into the PulseChain chart. Bam, let's go. Let's migrate. Magic. Let's do it. It's supposed to happen with the flick of the fingers. Yeah, there we go. All right. So magic is in the house. So magic. Let's go. The Genesis era here, between the 13th of May, pretty much through to the 31st of July, I should say. And of course, we had our beginning. It was exciting times. The crowd was crazy. We had the AMM pools and all the AMM bots and everything else. It was a pretty fun time. Then, of course, the 31st of July, we had the SEC come in, and then we had the up and down roller coaster. And then we had the ultimate downtrend, and we broke that recently, right? We're now in the new era. So we had the SEC dark cloud era, as I call it, about 2 years long. And now, of course, we are in the Richard Hart wins freedom and bull market era, as I call it. It's not the best name, I know, but it's all the different things that are playing out there. And we break that downtrend. Beautiful, right? On the weekly. Look at that. Bam. We got up to 5,500 there. So quadruple zero, 5,500 on Pulse. And now we're coming back down to 47 here. And so that's just where we are. I don't know if we're going to retest the previous downtrend. That would be at 4,300. But yeah, we got all these bullish crosses, right? So we got the 9 weekly average in pink that is crossed over the 21 and the 34 weekly average. And we had just touching, look at that, we're touching right now, guys. Touching it's all convergence, the law of convergence there, eh? We've got the 9 day just crossing over the 9 week, just crossing over the 50-week average. And imagine if we came down and bounced that and then off to the races, right? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be poetic. Now, not necessarily that everyone wants to come back down to test 4,400, 4,300, but we're definitely there at 47 right now. So kind of play. So maybe we have to do that. And the RSI is not really that bad on the weekly. I mean, we're down at 55. So it's not inevitable that we come down there, but maybe we do. Maybe it's all convergence, right? That would be the bottom down scenario. Let's have a look at the daily on the old PulseChain. Well, daily, we've got plenty of room to move, just below the 50 on the RSI. But we also had all these bullish crosses, right? Everything pretty much bullish crossed all over the 200. See the 200 down here? That's the 200 daily average. And we're above on all the other short-term averages. But we do have a bit of a turning down going on at the moment with the 9-day and the 21-day and blue there. But that's kind of where we are. And yeah, we've got that good support at 43, 4,400. And as we saw in the weekly, could be a great law of convergence there. We have got the RSI cooling off, right? Because we got quite on that big rally there to break out of, first attempt to break out of that downtrend. We've got, we got a bit overheated there for 79, coming back down, getting ready for the next big move, right? Still holding on to higher lows and higher highs. So, things still looking pretty good. And we've got marketing is imminent, right? Marketing is imminent. So it's pretty much unfolding pretty well for a big move to the upside. We may have one more day, maybe 2 more days possibly, where it's a little bit more depressed. But on that said, by the time we get to Friday, we get a good PCU rate as well. Game on, and maybe if we hear any news around marketing from Richard Hart's distribution, that could be pretty cool. That will take a bit of time to play out, of course. Once you get people get stuff, we know what impact will it have and all that good stuff. So but at the moment, the chart itself is starting to look like it's got a bit of life in it, getting ready for Rumble time, getting ready for Rumble. So that is the old PulseChain chart right now. And let me just, I don't know if I can get out here. Let's go to the PulseX. So I want to do the ratio to PulseX, right? So let's do that. PulseX to Pulse. So let's have a look at the ratio. See our uptrend. So we are breaking down that uptrend. So we have broken down the uptrend there. And this is on the weekly. So we have technically kind of broken down. Once we close this for sure, we're definitely closed. It does look like it's inevitable here. So we may have to, just to wait, see a slightly different pattern unfold here. Maybe a bit of a dip and up. But at the moment, we're at 0.74 pulse per 1 PulseX right now. That's pretty interesting on that chart. So that is on the log too. So see how we get on there on the weekly. That leads us into PulseChain. In terms at the moment, we've got $25.8 million in volume. And we've currently got, the top performance by 24 hour. And we can see that we've actually got Vouch. So Vouch, I did post this in Discord yesterday before I tuned in for the evening, but Vouch has finally launched their token. This is liquid staking, right? Liquid staking, Pulse liquid staking. And can you see it at the top? You can see it at the top there. So they're now number 1, 2, and 3. Congratulations to that team. But they're number 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, been around for about 20 hours and up 454% there. So not bad on that one. Does appear to be the official. I haven't checked this official, but it does appear to be the official one. Let's have a look there on the hourly. Have a look at the chart there. Is it the hourly chart? Only 3 hours. Let me go to look at the Twitter so that we get the official. Don't want to be duped on live stream. It's easy to do. Easy to do, right? If you don't check things. We got Vouch there. 47 minutes ago, and we have liftoff. Launch function has been activated. Token transfer and trading is now live. So it looks like we do have that primary vouch PLX pool, PLX2. So it looks like it is Liberty Swap on it. There we go. So they're going to add that. What else? Yeah, so it looks like it's on the move, guys. So congratulations to the team there. Vouch liquid staking on the move. So there we go, on the list there. So kind of cool. And that's where the price is right now. 5 zeros, 5,300. And it looks like we actually just covered it early there, do we? Did we cover it early? I think we did. Let me just double check that contract now. Contract, double check that. What do we got there? OX 114F. Yep, looks all good to me. So kind of cool. Congratulations to the team. Let's have a look what else we got going. We got number 1, 3, and 4 now. What else do we got? 22 hours ago, some token here, I'm not sure what it's called, but up 182%. Bull Diamond, been around for 1 day, up 151%. Tom Lee, still doing well. It's up 147%. Been around for 6 days. Baby Peacock, been around for 2 hours. I don't know, I thought this pair had already been around, but apparently it's been around for 2 hours, this one. 50%. There's a lot of people playing on the old Peacock, on pump tires. Probably not surprised there. Coffee Shop, someone trying to play Peacock and Coffee Shop as well. Pump tires, bringing over all these randoms, all these random pump tires. Obviously, got to be careful all these pump tires, guys, when they come out of PulseX, because there's all these big major holders from pump tires, and they're going to dump on your head. So you got to be careful which ones you're getting on there. 47%. Pulse Guy, just a Pulse Guy, up 90% there. RSI oversold, been around for 6 months, up 5%. Saw some in here. We talked about this in the presentation. The big corporate on PulseChain is actually doing a counter move. Now, the thing about this is because they hold the 20% of the net buy and burn comes from corporates and corporate net sales, they have a big kitty of money. I'm guessing it must be, what are we in now, August? It's possibly 8 to 11 million somewhere now. I'm just guessing somewhere in that range based on last year's revenue. Their revenue's obviously gone up, so it could be even higher. And they can pick and choose when they want to pump this chart, basically. And that is up 4.47% right now. Now, if we go onto that chart, of course, we can pull up the ramp now contract, and we can see, have they been doing any buying? It's not obvious that they have been, actually, that I can see there right now. Yeah, it's not obvious, actually, that they've been doing anything particularly. Yeah, here's the last buy. This looks like actually not even that one, is it? Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm just trying to look the last buy. This looks like maybe just a retail buying. When's the last buy? Can't see one in here, actually. I'm scrolling all the way back. There it is. 3 days and 12 hours ago. That's the last corporate buy and burn right there. 3 days and 12 hours ago. That's the last obvious one. They always come in to about 11, 12,000 K, and they will burn all that stuff, right? So 90,000, 85. 84. So remember, there was 5 billion tokens, and they're on a run rate right now for about 1.1% buy and burn. But the lower the price, the more they can burn. Yeah, typical thing. But someone pumped it the other day, just a couple hours ago. So that's Saw token. Thank you very much. All right, so that is pretty much that. Performing like a boss right now, 4.3 cents. Apine Pulse at the moment, 2 years, up 4%. Dump Tires been around for 22 days, up to 4%. And then we've got Reserve Tay up 1% there, along with the one meme to rule them all. They could make the trilogy out of that, wouldn't they? The 1 million to rule them all there. It's up 0.25%. And those are top 17. So we haven't got much action on PulseChain today. So this is the way it goes, and we all can see that in the charts and feel it in our bones. I feel it in our bones. Jim, I think he's dead. I think he's dead, Jim. All right, so we got Hex there on the move down. So we got pretty much out of the money. Honorable mentioned the RhinoFi. They got their charge cycle going. That's helping to keep them up, no doubt. Pulse is obviously down, so they're actually, looks like they're probably out doing better. If we look at the ratio to Pulse, right? So we're just looking at the US dollar price. If you look at the ratio to Pulse, let's see how they're doing. Oh, they had a little pump here. Went down to 17. Got pumped to 18 now on the old RhinoFi, but they have their treasury operating. They have deferred their treasury a little bit to protect their Pulse so that they can use it when Pulse is more valuable. A smart move there from the old RhinoFi team. What else do we got? UFO and PTC, the Greys, sitting together. They've been together a lot lately. Have you noticed that? They just keep coming up together. Number 2021, down a couple % there. Let's scroll down a little bit further here because I want to get into the monster thread. It's just hot off the press. So yeah, the markets go up and down, but the monster thread comes out every week. How about that? That's pretty much how it goes. What else? Let's have a look at Chump token down here. everything else. SolidX, $11.13, right, to pick it up before the launch next month. What else? Finvesta down here as well, down 7%. Teddy Bear Takeover down here, 7%. Unity is currently at $16.50. We're going to talk about Unity, so let's pull that up. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We got all these other ones down here. Surf Token, that's currently sitting at 9/10 of a penny, down 10.5%. Let's see what else we got down here. Yeah, just everything else not really in the money right now. Not really in the money. So that is kind of play. But let's bring up Unity. Shall we do that? Unity. We need more Unity on PulseChain. More Unity. And here it is. So let's get into that. And we're going to do the monster thread after that. So let's enter the DApp. Let's see the results. Currently $16.50 on the old Unity. And of course, if we look at the ratio to PulseX, which is more important, look at that. Woohoo! Look at that hot doggity dog. 473,000 PulseX per one Unity right now. There's not a lot of Unity in the market. All-time high there, 494,000, almost 500,000 PulseX per one Unity right now. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? All right, so we got day 8. We're only day 8. We've had 7 days fully completed. So 1 week. And so it's basically the first week results, really. 7 hours into day 8. And let's have a look at the yield. So at the moment, you can earn 20,748% right now at the current maths, 235% per day. And obviously, you lock that in each day. As more people coming after you, that rate will go down and down and down over time. That's basically the idea. Burn right now is capturing all this value in Pulse and PulseX. And of course, as Pulse and PulseX are pulling back, the value US dollar is going down. But once it rebounds, all goes up pretty damn fast. So we get a couple of X's, maybe a God mode candle. It could happen, Richard could come along at any time and God mode candle the place. Hell, it's been God mode candled. Damn it. Hex Godwell's God mode candle. It could be a lot, different people like that. We've got the buy and burn, buy and build, and the fractal. All got all this juicy Pulse and PulseX in it. Looking pretty good. Just waiting for a pump. And of course, only 1% of the buy and burn balance is being used every day right now. So on the low end, we've got 99,444 Unity in the reward pool. Remember, Unity and Torus are both pretty simple. They've basically got a reward pool and a share pool. The more shares you own, the more the rewards you get. That's basically the basic idea. And then it's got some cool mechanics around that. So that's kind of the basic idea there. Liquid at the moment is 2,400. So not a lot of tokens around right now. Let's have a look at the total supply. 18,290 coins. We are not expecting many coins at all until I think about day 23. So this chart could continue to moon. And it's not inevitable, but it's got the buy and burn. It's got people buying and staking, speculators. So it's kind of the drivers there. Burnt Unity 1,700. So that's gone up a bit from yesterday. And the stake Unity there at 6,135, looking pretty good too. Total shares after 7 days is 1.69 billion. Like I say, the reward pool, that's getting a share of that. So the more shares you have, the better. But this total shares is going up every day because more and more people come in. So you're competing for shares in the sense to get access to the ownership pool. PulseX bought and burned. 1.4 billion PulseX has been bought and burned. And as we said earlier, the rate's about 72x the PulseX rate. So massive additional burn there for PulseX. Pretty awesome, 1.4 billion. That's equivalent to, I think, a top 1,500 sacrificer on PulseChain. So top 1,500 was about 1.5 billion PulseX or something like that. I think that's right. Or was it a billion PulseX? 1.5, somewhere in that ballpark. Anyway. So that's kind of the cool stuff there. Let's have a quick look at the dashboard quickly, and then we're going to get on to the monster thread. Because how we're doing for time, we're at an hour and 4 minutes, so we're doing not too bad. And let's go to the log chart there, and we can see that really the first big test on supply is day 23, so I was right about that. The next big test on supply, maybe day 34, day 31, but certainly day 34. We've got 10,300 coins coming out there. So those are kind of the first day 23, maybe day 31, and definitely day 34. Before we have the first step up changes in supply. And of course, at the moment, we've only got, 18,300 coins out there and only 2,400 liquid supply. So this chart's got a lot of room to move over the next, was it 16 days, something like that. So that's fun times. So well done to Cryptographics. That is a great protocol. We're looking forward to it. Play out. It really is really neat. So kind of cool there. All right, that's going to lead us into the monster thread. But let's see, we've got some more comments in the chat there. Let's see who's jumped in here. Anita says, yacht club food is expensive. We need a pump. Hey, look, why go to yacht club food when you can go to a surf club? Surf club, man, that's the place to be. That's what I hear on the streets. Brendan posts pictures of the surf club. It is gorgeous food. It is gorgeous food. Surf clubs in Noosa would be awesome, said Brendan. Yeah, absolutely. We should have a meet up there. Viking says Betterbank scam or not? Well, it's got 21 million TVL Viking. So I don't know. I think the market's spoken on that. I think the market's spoken on that one. We got check my pulse says what's shaking Hexkins? I don't know. Hopefully Hex is going to be shaking up the world for second cycle there. Good morning, good evening, I should say. Good evening to you as well. Check my pulse. Welcome to the chat there, and Duke of Booze as well. Cheers, everybody. Chin chin at the surf club. Duke of Booze is at the surf club already. Chin chin. Chin chin indeed. Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. Let's get into the monster thread. Hot off the press. Hot the monster thread. All right. So. So we have the monster thread, PulseChain hottest week. This is number 16, guys. This has all the cool things people are doing at PulseChain. Anybody can get on this as long as they're doing something newsworthy. That could be going tramping even. I mean, we've seen people mountaineering on here. As long as something that's of excitement and interest that people would be engaged with, it could be in here. We obviously some of the top utility platforms, DeFi platforms, GameFi platforms. They get on here too. And we also have a lot of showcasing of some of the hottest engaged projects as well. So kind of fun place to be. Anyway, monster thread number 16 is hot off the press. I'm going to post the link in the chat there. Give it a good read, share it around. Great for new onboarders, great for people that are busy. A lot of people are busy. So monster thread number 16. Share it around, folks. And of course, big shout out to MBS Crypto, the editor-in-chief and our promotional lead at the Crypto Night Show. Monster Thread is a Crypto Night Show publication, and it is really exciting. And we're looking forward to launching more. We've been doing an article series, if you guys noticed, on farming recently. We've got a couple more articles coming out for that. We've also got tomorrow, on actually 2 days, we're going to have an X Space, the next Rising Stars. So you're going to see a lot of really popular projects on that too, on X. So that's coming up within about 2 days. So look forward to that. All coming from the Crypto Night Show there. So PulseChain Weekly, Monster Thread number 16, Richard's update, Solana finds Liberty, Hex Week, and much more. And of course, Hex Week's there was from RH Max. So there we go. We got this edition represents also includes 2 giveaways. So special thanks to the teams there. We saw Rack and Michelle, doing giveaways. We've got obviously a lot of teams out there doing giveaways. Especially the last 3 weeks, there's been a massive ramp up in giveaways, right? Last 3 weeks. We've got Heartwood Dog and Rhinofy doing giveaways. So big shout out to those teams. And they are both in the segments below. Kind of cool. What else we got going there? We got Richard Hart is the leading story, of course. Richard shared updates on Hex website, and now lightning fast with rumors of non-MetaMask wallet support. So that was on the Hex website. That was cool. And moreover, the first shipment of 200,000 free electronic devices landed in the United States of America, ready to spread the good news about PulseChain like wildfire. And of course, we know that it's some sort of LCD device. So looking forward to that. And it's also going to be, spreading the news about ETH, PulseChain, PulseX, etc., well before everything else. So it's going to be something really, really exciting. We're expecting millions of these devices to be delivered around the world, and so it's going to be fun. Amazing Hex Week. Of course, RH Max hosted the week Hex Week from the 19th, 23rd of August with daily live streams on the greatest asset on PulseChain. So Hex Week, there's lots of great streamers giving a lot of great insights about Hex. And of course, we've got people like Crispy Man, Kareem the Dream, many other people like that on the show, dropping alpha bombs everywhere. It was like bomb. I need to get a bomb sound effect, alpha bomb emoji. We'll do a horn. That's in lieu of a bomb effect, but pretty cool. All right, so that was the Hex Week, and it was pretty awesome. This was on the back too of the PulseChain conference that Maddie Allen ran the week before, so we had back-to-back conferences. It was awesome, mate. Isn't that awesome to be in a community like this that has such organizings there? And it takes a lot of effort, so big shout out to Maddie and, of course, RH Max for that. It's not a trivial thing to organize. And, of course, when you've got so many streamers you're trying to get on, it's like herding cats, man. All right, so Tam Tam Hexagon University came out. Tam Tam, of course, one of the leading and highly engaged female influencers on PulseChain, doing a great job there. And, of course, this was her first time really doing this sort of stuff. So she did the Hex University study group on X-Space, co-hosted with RG3, and, of course, other community members like Papa Bona and Mo Mindset and people like that, Mr. Max, teaching the masses about PulseChain Rich Hart. And that looks like the first of a whole ton of X-Spaces. So cool. What we do need on PulseChain, of course, is different categories of X-Spaces that people can get in. So, just the casual ones from and educational ones through to DeFi ones, which we're doing, of course, coming up in 2 days. Just lots of different types of X-Spaces. So there's something for everybody, and helps to onboard as we move into the bull market there. Places for people to go and hear from the founders and community people and all sorts of other stuff like that. This was big news. This is a mega big news, really, this week. Liberty Swap adds Solana to PulseChain. Remember, Solana is not an EVM chain based on Rust, right? So, it's a very different environment, and they've had to pull off a few tricks there to set that up to add Solana to the PulseChain. But it's such a big, big deal. We get access now. Every bridge that we add, we always get easier access to the big liquidity pools over on those chains. All the people participating over those chains can quickly move over to PulseChain if they hear about something that's doing really well, like green charts or project or something. It is really, really, really cool to see that Solana to the PulseChain bridge. Really, really big deal. $71,000 bridge from Solana in the first 36 hours. Let's keep a track on that. Pretty exciting. Millions and millions of dollars now coming through Liberty Swap. Probably in the 10, just over 10 million, maybe 15 million zone now. Is my guess. So, subject to sentiment in the market. Pretty cool. We also had another big female streamer. We talked about Tam Tam. We also had another big streamer come back, of course, from the last bull market cycle was Taylor B. She's come back and with her first stream. So presumably we're going to get some more streams. So it's great to have Pulse Gains, aka Taylor, back there. Video breaking down why PulseChain could hit 1 cent this cycle, with a shout out, of course, with CCFX Studios. And so that was pretty cool, and did some ETH comparison there. So that was from Taylor B. So welcome back to Taylor B. In that video, so check that out. We've also had obviously SAC funds milestones. So we've had lots of cool people doing cool stuff along here, but we also have more cool milestones being hit. SAC funds milestones notes PulseChain SAC funds 800 million plus all-time high on SAC funds. Obviously with ETH pump to 4,900, it's game on. And of course, as you guys know, expecting like Tom Lee that the price will probably head towards 15K by the end of the year. He's pretty accurate with his calls. He's also helping to make it happen with Bitmine emission. And so, we could end up with $2.5 billion SAC funds by the end of the year. That was absolutely mind-boggling if you think about it. And that's game on. So, PulseChain SAC funds, 800 million all-time high. It was pretty awesome. I think it got to, about 820, 830, something like that, 830, I think it was. So pretty awesome. Xavier meets Paradise. Now, obviously, we've got some of the OG big influencers coming back, like Taylor B. But we've also got huge new mega influencers, KOLs coming. And Xavier, of course, meets the criteria for that. 480,000 followers has real Xavier got. He's caused quite the stir over the last couple of weeks and excitement. And launched his own coin, XVR token. So it's pretty cool, and is really starting to build up. He's not a no coiner, right? Essentially, maybe not a no coin exactly, but low sort of beginner crypto person, generally speaking. He's got a lot of already got quite a few connections in the PulseChain, which is kind of neat. And he's an entertainer, right? So on X, he's an entertainer, and he does lots of entertainment posts. And so he's starting to educate them about PulseChain, which is very lucky for PulseChain. Could have been BaseChain or Solana or something, but no, PulseChain is the one he's chosen there, and we're excited about where Xavier will go. And look, we've also teased Xavier there. Let's mention it out loud. Teased a 3 million X follower coming with someone with 3 million followers coming to PulseChain as well. So we'll keep a tabs on that. 3 million guys, honestly, a big deal. It doesn't matter whether they're in no coin or sort of entertainment. It's all about bringing new people into PulseChain and educating them and all the rest of it. So it is exciting times. Things are really starting to ramp up there. Think about our biggest influencer, really that's dedicated to PulseChain is Richard Hart himself. 350,000 followers. But really, if you think about, crypto people that generally know about like the general crypto influencers, like Ivan on Tech, they're talking about 500,000 or something like that, 600,000 maybe, 550, I think it is, somewhere in that ballpark. You're talking about Wendy O, right? These are people that interviewed Richard. They're well aware of PulseChain, keep track of it, and when PulseChain pumps, they'll be here, right? They'll be here talking about it. But to get large influencers like Xavier with 480K, this is fantastic, guys. And that's just a good sign. And another one coming down the line, potentially 3 million followers. Get excited, get your bags packed, All right, so kind of cool. We also got DeFi Llama. Of course, we've had a lot of resistance out there, with the SEC and people that don't like Richard and things like that. But now we've got DeFi Llama is updating all of our big TVL projects. And of course, someone asked earlier there about BetterBank. We've got DeFi Llama just added BetterBank to their tracking, lifting PulseChain's TVL by 21 million plus. And I'm expecting a lot more from BetterBank moving forward. I think we're going to see a lot of exciting stuff there, and a lot more protocols from that, general team, XUSD team with Katie, with Nikki and others in the team. We could see some pretty cool things happening in this space with lots of liquidity forks and other things coming down the line at BetterBank. So it's going pretty cool. We obviously got Fast Abdul out there doing a lot of stuff in that space too. Expect some cool stuff, but getting more project teams listed by DeFi Llama, really kind of cool for that general public data, and our TVL getting it up and up and up and away. So exciting times. We had a story up here. I think it was further up. Was it? Not sure how far up that was. Was it further up here? I'm not sure, but maybe it's further down. We're not quite to it yet. So DeFi Llama there, tracking that, pretty cool, and that's going to be good. Getting 400 mil. And we've got a lot of farms. Like we talk about a lot of farms on PulseChain, they're really not being tracked. And so we're thinking of Emmet Farm, DeFi, Functional Island, Vox Farm. They all need to get themselves listed on DeFi Llama because it all is incremental, right? All incremental adding to value. As PulseChain goes up, they get more valuable too. As users use the protocols more, they get more value, etc. More products are launched, more value. Even though they're kind of relatively small still, aggregating them together makes a big deal on DeFi Llama and gives them a little bit of free press there as well for people that, especially as PulseChain pumps, where we think it's going to go, then that billboard on DeFi Llama and other similar sites of information will be free marketing for them. So kind of cool. We got, of course, Ethereum hit new highs, and of course, I just gotta love this picture, right? There's one of Somi here. Look at this. I think this is Somi at his best, right? Somi at his best. So he's got his NASA outfit on. He's got his cool glasses and celebrating. And I think that kind of represents, kind of the sentiment of the market when we hit 4,900. Pretty cool. Broke new all-time highs. And Somi did a video there. What's this quote from Somi? Non-believers will be mogged. There. That's from Somi. So pretty cool. We've also had 3-minute buys from Super Hex Win. So obviously Super Hex Win is another large influence out there. Particularly has been successful on TikTok. We're just starting to ramp that up. It's been doing a pretty good job out there. So shared a popular video of Crypto Coffee teaching how to buy PulseChain in 3 minutes. So Crypto Coffee did that. Of course, another one of the large PulseChain influencers out there too. So PulseChain TVL soaring. Of course, we talked about that with the TVL on DeFi Llama. Crypto PulseChain News highlighted that we hit over 400 million, the highest level since February. So if we start adding up some of these things, ETH on the all-time high, DeFi Llama being added into the TVL, our TVL going up over 400 million. The PulseChain SAC back up here is on the move. Where was that one? PulseChain SAC on the move. Where did it go? I don't know where it went, but PulseChain SAC price on the move. There it is there, up over 800 million. Really starting to head some, and this is just early days. We're still in early days. We're already starting to kick out some really cool milestones there. And now, of course, we've got more money coming over bridges and things like that. So really cool. But you got to love that picture. I think that's probably the best picture I've ever seen of Filmy. He wears different costumes, right? But that's I particularly like that one. We've got PulseChain TVL soars. We obviously got bullish hex summary. RH Max. So RH Max was in twice, I think, today, if not 3 times in today's monster thread. So well done, RH Max. Keep crushing it out there. She has a bullish outlook on hex with special guests. Neil for crypto. So big shout out to Neil. Everyone loves Neil. And of course, Neil is associated with Functional and I think Tetra and things like that. So big shout out to Neil. He's all over the place, Neil. And of course, Reinvent Ideal as well. Cairo, and of course, Kareem the Dream there as well. So they did a big, really great breakdown of some of the bullish outlooks for Hex coming up. So you can definitely check that out if you want to get some analysis there. PulseChain in Dubai. I've got to say, Crypto Sujan there doing an amazing job. Look at this guy, dude. He's right. He's everywhere. He goes to the conferences and other stuff. Really, not enough people know about him, but he's a small streamer, but doing some really powerful stuff. And here he is sitting at the iconic Palm Jumeirah there in Dubai, giving 5 reasons why people should look at PulseChain. And he's on top of the world, one of the most expensive buildings on the planet with one of the most impressive views. And look at that, pretty cool. Great job there. So definitely give him a follow. That is Crypto Sujan there. Pretty awesome, man. Pretty awesome. You gotta love that stuff. So people in PulseChain community doing lots of cool stuff. Really is really neat there. Now, Crypto Solve also has been really getting some notoriety for his investigations in blockchain. And of course, he talked about that big amount of money that came in last week. 4.9 million Bridgeton funds sitting idle in PulseChain, giving a detailed breakdown of recent activity, which is pretty cool. I think he was also on RH Max's show, if I remember rightly. God Mode candle. Now, I think the funds are still just sitting there last time I checked. So, are we going to get God Mode candle? Maybe. Who knows? Good question. And is that part of the marketing that's going to be dropping? Who knows? We'll find out. Maybe it's just fun times ahead. Could be something else, some other project. Who knows? Ethereum flips Bitcoin. Of course, this was big news. And of course, Tom Lee there, of course, of Bitmine, the chairman of Bitmine. And of course, Funstrat. He's Tom Lee's video saying there is a very high probability ETH flips Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people used to say that, and we got closer at times, but now I think more than ever, it's a real thing. And we saw that big Bitcoiner sell 28k Bitcoin into Ethereum. We've got all these Ethereum treasuries now ramping into FOMOing and all that stock market money into crypto. And so, Ethereum flipping BTC at some stage may very well occur in terms of the market cap. So pretty awesome. Bullish for PulseChain as well, of course. And of course, new farm tools. Hocus Pocus there announced a new farm wizard tool improving user experience. I don't know if enough people know about Hocus Pocus, but if you're into farming and yields, staking yields, all sorts of other protocols, then the farming wizard on Hocus Pocus does have a lot of it's a fast place to go to check out all the yields, and you can do all sorts of measurements to find out what you want, highest APR, no fees, all sorts of stuff on there, I think. And so it's really cool. And they've launched a new tool there, improving the user experience, and now you can quickly find the best deals for tokens and LP farms on PulseChain. So special shout out there to Hocus Pocus and Newsworthy, because I think it adds quite a decent utility to that. Now, there were some honorable mentions as well. So people maybe not quite doing as big a news things, but certainly pretty big deals, or they had been covered previously. We got Super Hex win there, reached a TikTok 800,000 views, and Super Hex, of course, was in the last week's monster thread, number 15. First Abdul out there shared a new to PulseChain follower list, and of course we had a good rack up of him because Crypto Paradise and of course the Crypto Night Show were not on the list, but we are the only 2 large channels doing daily shows at the moment. Where of course we expect more to be coming during the bull market, but we weren't even on the list. But that was pretty fun. So big shout out to Fast Abdul, great list there of people. So definitely smash that. And it was a great time to troll good old Fast Abdul. We got Just Mike memes, makes amazing memes and videos. And special shout out to Just Mike, because he does some great stuff out there. If you haven't checked out some of his memes, definitely check it out. They're really good quality little videos and a lot of fun too. Sammy Chica, of course, big shout out Sammy Chica out there. First female, an Australian female, to win Zealy quest as well. So big shout out to Sammy Chica. What a great accomplishment. So kind of cool. Now, obviously, in the monster thread, we also have some of the most hottest engaged projects out there. And so let's get into time for the alpha. What time are we up? 24 minutes. I think we've got enough time to go through some of these. Let's do it. So we've got 8 huge projects and 2 giveaways below. So really worth checking out all these projects. We've got Yeet. Yeet meme there, amazing team. These guys are amazing. You get in the Yeet, you're gonna feel like you're in family. Honestly, they really are crazy. And of course, they looks like they got Somi there is a big part of their whole meme. And of course, they got some really cool stuff there. So embrace the Yeet crypto cult, channel good vibes, and they got a cool narrative there. So you definitely got to check that out. They've also got some of Somi's quotes here, guided by the wisdom of Somi. Don't stop believing, says Somi. And of course, that is faith will lead to great rewards. Believe in something. That's something you hear Somi say. Yeet believers are committed. No weak hands here. Something is going to happen, prophetic for events like price surges and destined to win Yeet to Superior. So pretty shout out to the Yeet team and doing some cool stuff there. And you can see the little cultist little cryptos, lots of little crypto cults around, and Yeet looks like they're leading the way there. Pretty cool. We also got Hog, of course, the big anime series, pretty much synonymous with PulseChain now. And they've got a big $150 giveaway. Write your own manga chapter, which is pretty awesome. You give them an idea, they'll do all the work. But $150 giveaway there. Hog wants to burn, but he needs your help. So degenerates, you can help along. $150 in prizes. Co-write a chapter with Hog manga. Earn, and immortalize yourself in ink. It's got how to enter there. You can get in all that details there. And of course, we match every Hog burned as well. So you burn some Hog, you can participate. All the rules are there. So check that out. Deadline is the 4th September. So you got a bit of time. So get into that. And we got the cool Hog there. Pretty much burning Hog tokens and eating green candles, basically, is the idea. Eating those candles, by the way. Eating those there, so pretty cool. And Hog is on the move, so definitely join up Hog. Hog is amazing too. We got so many good communities, guys. Honestly, I cannot say enough about these guys. They're all great. You get in there, really, really cool. Now, we've got communities out there that need to learn from these guys. Need to be a bit more open, a bit less obviously bots, cut out the bots, but really need to be a bit more supportive. But these communities are amazing. You get into these, Yeet and Hog, you're going to feel part of the family. And of course, Hog is the ultimate anime series on PulseChain, covering all your favorite influencers and community people, celebrities, etc. And Hog himself as quite a cool arc story there, and you can see that in the little videos, which is kind of neat. Aren't we lucky to have something like this? I think we really are lucky here. So big shout out to Heart with Dog, guys. You guys are crushing it. And it's great to have this on PulseChain. Isn't that cool? We had our own anime series, guys. This really is mind-boggling there. We are so lucky indeed. So look at that. It's got Hex on the thing. And it's all action-packed. Look, is that Somi actually getting attacked? I think it might be, actually. Yeah. Somi with his little Kavichigu outfit there, I think. Smack bang. This is on PulseChain, guys. This is on PulseChain. Aren't we lucky? I mean, it's insane, guys. It's insane. So big shout out to the Heart Hog team. Keep up the good work there. We're loving it. So kind of cool on that. Now, we also got really innovative people like Crypto Bro. I don't know if you guys have seen Crypto Bro, but he's out there everywhere on PulseChain pretty much on social media. And he's got Radon ecosystem on Nexian Farm. So really dominating. I think like 60% of the pools are all Radon pools. They have multiple token ecosystems, including the 7 deadly sins. But they got their own stablecoin, BDI. You heard about PDI, but they got BDI as well. And it's an anchored asset with liquidity, mostly bonded stablecoin. So check that out for sure. Looking pretty good. So BDI and Radon. They've also got partnerships with RhinoFi, which we talked about earlier. So yeah, and of course, Crypto Bros partnered up with Real Xavier, that big influencer with 480,000 followers. So it's really, really cool things happening with the old Radon ecosystem there, and they've gone nuclear with that. So check it all out. Pretty awesome. We also have Unity, of course. We talked about cryptographics earlier. We went through a summary, and of course, this is really causing a storm there. We talked about Better Bank. Now we've got Unity. Really, two very large projects, developing on PulseChain from different point of views. But man's launch blast off Unity is in the market there. You can create or stake, of course, for epic rewards. Price is going to the moon. Obviously, absolutely crushing it with the price right now. And of course, burning PulseX. You can see that. So it's kind of cool. What else we got there? Yeah, definitely. We've got some new tools as well. So dive into titanxhub.com for more. And of course, you can also transfer your creations and stakes using Orb NFTs. And look, maybe these are going to be burned. Maybe because we've got some other protocols coming. Maybe the Orb NFTs will be burned. It's going to be fun to see this whole evolution of Unity. So big shout out to Cryptographics. And he does a wonderful breakdown. He's one of the large PulseChain influencers. Now, of course, is a founder of Unity. And everyone's talking about Unity, right? So pretty cool. You can check out that video. Pretty cool. So big shout out to Unity there. RhinoFi, of course, we talked about that. RhinoFi's got pretty unique tokenomics with the old charging. Basically, they capture with the taxes, they capture all the pulse, put it into a nice little treasury, and then they release half of it every 28 days, and then they use it to buy and burn. They've made a few little changes with that, but they got a cool competition on as well. So if you liked anime, you like the Hog giveaway, $150. You've also got a massive giveaway here for RhinoFi. So big shout out to the team. And this is another team with another great friendly bunch of people. It really is crazy. These teams are really leading by example. So they've got big, giveaway competitions. They're so welcoming when you get into the telegrams. It's exactly the spirit of PulseChain, right? There's exactly the sort of thing that we like. So yeah, charge on to Renify there. You got to participate in the community, and you can earn points and start getting involved and get something of the rewards. We got $100 first place, $50 second place, $25 third place there, and some random 5 shares of $50. So get in there. It's pretty awesome. So really, really cool. We're also doing some pretty exciting stuff with the recharge, filling up the next recharge. Cycle 2 is live, and they're accumulating more Pulse. They're way above their budget on Pulse, by the way. So pretty exciting what these guys are doing. They've got a 6% buy-sell tax fueling that treasury. So get in there. Doing pretty awesome on that one. So well, look at this. And look at this video. Oh, by the way, Rhinofy is next level with their graphics. They're always doing amazing graphics. Look at this. These guys know how to market themselves. Bam. Look at that, man. Woo-hoo-hoo. I love it. Badass team, man. That is pretty exciting. We also got Emmett Farm, of course. Emmett has been crushing it, and they've just partnered with PulseChain. If you guys haven't seen PulseChain is like growing. It's like one of these little sneaky little utility projects, ecosystems that's sort of sneaking up on people. PulseChain, and Emmett Farms has partnered with them early. And one thing Emmett Farm often does is gets in early with the big collabs, right? You see they move pretty fast with their collabs, and they've got tons of them now. Bullish Powerhouse collab on PulseChain between Emmett Farm and PulseChain. And of course, they got a 600 send and 150 Emmett airdrop in the Telegram. So if you're part of the Telegram bot, you can get involved. You become an active member, and you can get some free send and free Emmett tokens there. Pretty awesome. So nice little giveaway there with their collab. Farms and airdrops are going crazy. They've also just launched the new Zapper. In other words, it will do all the LP farming for you with the Pulse and stuff like that. And Emmett, they will put it all into the pools for you. So Pulse Zapper lets you zap straight away into the Emmett paired farm with one click. So it does all the effort for you in terms of putting liquidity into PulseX, for example, and then the LP tokens in the farms, things like that, are ready to go. So pretty awesome, pretty awesome. Big shout out to Kairos there. And Emmett is on the move. Emmett is just such a great farm, very sustainable farm there. We had a daily vote in there, but you can see that the poll didn't set up properly. So unfortunately, you can't actually vote for the poll because it disappeared. You can blame X for that because it was there. But yeah, you got the votes. You can still leave comments and vote for your favorite swapping place that you use, the PulseX, Batias, 90mm, or Liberty Swap. And you can leave a comment below there. And of course, we've got the Crypto Paradise. These guys absolutely crushing. Huge KOLs on PulseChain, bringing a lot of their people from multiple chains over to PulseChain. And of course, you can pick up Surf at a pretty good price right now. And they've got a new, they did the first exclusive interview with Xavier, who's obviously come to PulseChain with the 480K followers. And of course, they also did some cool interview with Fat Sammy. So Fat Sammy's really starting to rise up there with his content, and yeah, looking forward to that with Fat Sammy. So you can definitely check all those interviews out with Surf and the Surf Times from scene. We've got Nate over here, Hitman here. We've got Nate and Nick, and then we've got Amaru there interviewing with Fat Sammy. So these guys are on the move. Big KOLs on PulseChain. One of the most active communities we have on PulseChain is Crypto Paradise, and of course they are the other large channel that does daily shows. So big shout out to them. Really, really cool. There's a 5% buy and sell tax on the old Surf token, and it's a pretty friendly price right now to get into that. And then there's 200,000 tokens to start getting into the DAO. I thought I was going to sneeze there, but 200,000 tokens getting the DAO and lots of perks. Look at all the perks that they have in the DAO stuff. It's pretty amazing. So Crypto Paradise, big shout out to the team. And this I had to give a shout out to this video. So Amaru there, sorry, is Amaru? Yeah, let me just double check. It's not Amaru, but yeah, Amaru here. Yeah, Amaru did the video here. And it's a really cool video because they said, let me go here. They got watch Amaru's epic good morning video below. Now this video, it's like they really, Crypto Paradise is their whole theme. And here they are in a little paradise. Look at that. Isn't that cool? They got a pool. They're down in Mexico. And this was a great little video update here from Amaru. So awesome team. This guy team is real professional, real example for a lot of people, particularly people wanting to come in. Be influencers. And finally, we got Xavier University with a big new influencer, KOL, 480,000 followers. And of course, Xavier out there, a really great guy. He's been on X Spaces and of course on the Crypto Paradise show. And we'll probably try and get him on this show at some stage coming up. And of course, he's been promoting his XVR token as well. And of course, his university, right, which is really a university for beginners. And he is the president of PulseChain. So there we go. I love the meme. Non-stop memes and entertainments there. Pretty cool from this team. And of course, he's got a farm with Emmett as well. Straight out of the gate, Emmett got them in the farm there. Pretty cool. So yeah, he wants a lot more collabs as well. So really, he's might be a giant influencer, but real humble influencer there, and got cool little videos. So welcome to the family, and you can see Nick Hellman down there. Look at that. Really excited about it. So Nick Hellman there, awesome stuff. So the big KOLs or influencers on PulseChain are coordinating and working together, and we got some awesome teams, awesome news on PulseChain. So that is the monster thread number 16. Spread it far and wide is the hottest news on PulseChain, and really represents all the cool things that are happening. And as you guys know, it's been a pleasure for me for the last 6 years or so covering Hex and PulseChain. And it's great to see the news really shine among all the people on PulseChain, no matter who they are out there. And it's doing amazing stuff. So we've got awesome things happening. People doing conferences. We've got people building bridges. We've got people, doing interviews from the tops of the most expensive buildings. We've got people racing race cars like Hex. It is pretty awesome. We've got a bit of everything out there, which is pretty awesome. Blair's in the house there, up and to the right, absolutely. And of course, we got 2 more weeks. Says, I enjoy dips for buying opportunities, but I'm starting to get sick of them. I know we are going up soon, but when? 2 more weeks? Well, might be a couple of days, might be a couple more weeks, but definitely I think over the next 2 to 4 weeks, it's definitely game on. We've got massive launches. We've got Richard Hart promotions, and of course, we've got any gold mode candle may come out. You just never know. It could be a baby gold mode candle getting ready for later on in the market. But lots of cool things happening in the old PulseChain. An hour and 36, man. I've gone way over time, but this is how it rolls sometimes. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. And talking about God mode candles, maybe Richard Hart might pop in and talk about that. You just never know, right? You just never know. Could happen. Who's that? Come on, Richard, if you're here, have you got something to say? What do you want to say? I don't know.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.
Well, yeah, enjoyed that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. That is the Kryptonite show for today. And pick up the dips and get ready for the ride of your life. It's going to be so awesome. You guys know it all happens pretty quick. Happens in a blip of an eye. Blip an eye, something like that. Happens really quick. So get ready, get yourselves bags packed. It's game on. And as you can see in the monster thread, there's lots of good things happening. So we're breaking new milestones out. It's all building up. It's definitely nice there from Crypto Ethos there. Awesome stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. And Crypto Ethos says, thank you, Superman. You're most welcome. And of course, I'll catch you again tomorrow for the Kryptonite show, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then on Thursday, we'll have the Kryptonite show. And then we're going to have the X Space, the Rising DeFi Stars. So hopefully I'll be putting some more promotions for that coming out as well. If you're a team out there, you want to get on to the X Space, the Rising DeFi Stars on PulseChain, then get on and hit either myself up or MVS Crypto. That's coming up as well. So, going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. There we go. That's when the X Space is going to be on. Kind of cool. I may start using UTC dates as well. It might help some people. Some people like that. All right. So take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now. Peace out.